right, ladies and gentlemen. You have waited all week. Now it's time. Hold on tight. The All Things BMX show is coming to you live from Heartland, Michigan. Melissa, Marie, Paul, Chris, and Justin are bringing another legendary BMX guest to the airwaves. Riders ready. Watch the lights.
Nope, it's working now. There you
And
go.
we're off.
We're going to act like the first time didn't happen. Yep, Cardoza, here we go again. Piss off.
Moto 2, here we go.
Yeah, we hit the gate. We hit the gate in the first try, so we're going to go back and, we got to transfer out in the second round, because that's what legends do. They just show up for the second round. Just ask Rick, Cardoza. That's what they do. Al Roybal, they just show up and they transfer out. Look, we've got an action-packed show. Of course there was echo. I was doing it on purpose. Got an action-packed show for you this evening. You know what? Piss on it. Look, you know where to listen to the show.
Yeah.
Do it. You know what? I'm gonna go drink. Actually, I'm probably gonna go take a cigarette break, and I don't even smoke.
Yep, I got
All right. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you like us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Email us if you have anything. allthingsbmxshow@gmail.com. And how was that for skipping through all that stuff?
Just
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well, it's
Short
one
and
rocky start.
Season 2.
Here
boys
we
and
are.
Girls, Season 2.
We've got
All right.
DL. He's been more than patient. DL, thank you.
You got it. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
Your patience is second to none, my friend.
Agreed.
Right?
Oh, man. I'm very excited to have you here. We've been working on this for a while. Love it. Glad you could join us this evening. And let's just get into it, man. Chris,
Right.
you know what to do.
You got it, sir. All right. Again, everybody, thanks for stopping by. DL, welcome to the show. And as always, the first thing we ask all of our guests is, how did you get started in BMX? How did you find the sport and get involved?
Man, actually, I was playing soccer for a big team already in Brazil.
Uh-huh.
But usually my daddy was taking me to the club, the training sessions, but after a while he's like, "Oh, you gotta do it yourself," and blah blah blah. It wasn't that far from my house, but it's like maybe 5-6 miles walking.
Okay.
And one of those days I was walking back home after the training, and I passed by a park, and I saw a guy jump, like a wood jump, and landed to the grass like flat, but he was going so high. And I just stopped and keep watching, and then I talked to that guy for a little bit, and then I just like it, and he gave me his number, and a couple of months I call him and ask about it, because actually I had the talent to play soccer, and I was playing for a good team. I was 13 years old. It was, if I decided to, but I figured I'll be a group sport. It wasn't good for me. I was getting in trouble with my teammates. I was getting in trouble because I want to win every single time. I want to win every game, and I can see the other kids wasn't trying enough. They wasn't trying hard. They was not giving 100%, and they have that free tryout to the BMX track, and I went there, bust my ass, crashed a couple times, but just like it. And then at the end of the season, I just decided to not play for the club anymore.
Okay.
And quit play soccer. It was like, I have some guys who was playing at my age. I play against those guys, and those guys went to the national team, everything. And I can tell you, I was a better player than all those guys.
Wow.
I had a natural talent to play soccer.
Sure.
and then I just gave up. And
So you're
here I
one.
am.
You're one of those rare opposite stories where we didn't lose a BMX racer to soccer. They lost a soccer player that became a BMX racer.
Oh yeah, definitely. They did it. Oh yeah, they did it. I mean, I don't know nothing about BMX. I had to learn how to do BMX. It was really bad. I started like any other one, but as a coach today, I can see some kids just get on a bike and they have a natural talent.
Sure.
So it's different. I still, if I had a ball, I still can play soccer. I know how to do it. Of course, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be a Neymar, but I was good as those guys, and
Great.
I'm pretty sure I will be a succeed athlete as a soccer player as well.
Can we ask if you are any good at dodgeball?
No.
No? All right.
That's a good question.
We're going to
No.
circle back to that a little bit later on, just so that was a teaser for something. So
You guys make a note. We want him on the other team.
yeah. I don't put him first round draft right on ours.
There you go.
So soccer wasn't well. Obviously, you were good at soccer, and you found BMX. Took you a while to get good at it. How long was it, from when you found BMX? And for those that don't know, you didn't find BMX. Did you find? Well, first of all, I should ask. Did you find BMX in the United States, or did you find it back home?
No, that was back home. That was in Brazil. I was 13 to 14 years old, and then I did that tryout with that guy. I mean, that guy turned my best friend, and it's one of those guys I never forget about it. He's the reason. And he was a great rider already when I met him. He was a really good freestyle guy and also a racer. But he turned a big guy as a freestyle guy in Brazil back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
We're still friends. I mean, we're still best friends as a brother. Marco Aurelio, his name. He introduced me to the BMX. And actually, I really started the BMX was like 14 to 15. And it's, like I say, I had maybe a year or two to really learn. And it started to get better. I'm 17 years old. I have my first state title. And then after that, I started to grow in the sport and getting better and better every single year.
Okay. So when did you come about getting your first sponsor?
Whoa. There was that time. It was kind of good time in Brazil to have a local shop sponsor. I mean,
okay, local bike shop.
over there, yeah, it's a local shop. There was two big companies in Brazil, Caloi and Monarch. There was the biggest, like GT and Parlight back in the day here.
Okay.
And they had a lot of co-sponsors like the bike shops. And then there was easy to ride for the bike shop over there. And like I say, they not, of course, not making money, but like you have the entry fees paid for it, and you go to the state races, you got to pay for everything, like here.
Sure.
And then when I started to get better, the sport was better as well. I turned, as 18, 19, we built a super class in Brazil as well. And then we start to find outside sponsors. And I did it actually 1988, 89, and 90. I was doing BMX in Brazil as getting paid to race superclass in Brazil. But 1991, there was the new president just broke the country. They stole money from everybody, and then the sport just go down.
Okay.
I mean, everything, not just BMX.
Calm down, Paul.
Of course, soccer is still good, This the biggest sport in Brazil, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what year around about was it that you found your way to the United States, and what was it that brought you here ultimately? What was the transition?
Oh, the magazines. We had BMX Plus.
Okay, now hang on.
Section in Brazil.
There's some kids that watch the show that might not know what a magazine is.
It's like internet in a book.
So, like, yeah, Paul just said it's kind of like the internet in a
form.
book. So you might, you might need to explain what a magazine is.
Well, we do get our Pull magazine. It's
Right,
similar
yeah.
to that.
But that was the thing, like we had the Rat movie.
Yeah.
I have a lot of freestyle movie as well, and we had the chance. I had the chance to come into U.S. in 1994 for the Worlds in Michigan, Waterford.
Waterford.
Oh, we've heard of that.
Never.
Hey.
Like,
Yeah,
the three of us are on the board there. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
I'd
heard
come
of that
to the
place.
Worlds, and then I'd see everything was real, and
Aw.
I had to go back home because I had my wife and my little daughter on like a couple months, and I went back home after Worlds and talked to my wife, and I'd say, to keep doing BMX in Brazil, I'm probably gonna quit. And then I was already a personal trainer at the gym at that time as well. So I will be doing personal training there, or we going to America. And she's like, well, whatever you want to do, I will do it. And then the same sponsors I have and the same people support me to go to the Worlds. I explained that people I was going back to West to try to live, of course, try to live life as a BMX athlete, but at the same time, I was planning to come to America to be just like another immigrant, like to get a job, regular job, to find my way to keep doing BMX. And then I come in December 1994. Straight to Christmas Classic in Ohio, and I met Christophe Levac at the Worlds, and we all come into the same race. Oh, actually, he doesn't speak any English, and me either. We just turned friends, and then was here, December 24th, 1994. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
What a
that's
story.
happened.
So you came into the country and ended up right at the Christmas Classic.
Yeah, I went there straight to that. Actually, I met Todd Lyons went to Brazil, 89, I think. Todd Lyons, a BJ again, Ron Walker. They went there for the race, and then when I got back, Todd was racing as well. He's still racing. And he helped me a little bit at that event as well, and it was pretty cool, to have one guy went to Brazil once and didn't forget who I was and helped me to race in Ohio and stuff like that. Actually, he was the guy who was support Javier Colombo when Javi went to California. So yeah, Todd means a lot as well.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, how it's crazy to think just pack up, move over here, and there's no internet back then, or very limited compared to what we had. So how was it that you were keeping in contact? Well, he's talking 94, 95. Like, there wasn't. Okay, you know what it sounded like, right? You had that fun dial-up.
Dial-up, yeah.
But
AOL.
what? How
Right,
was
yeah.
it?
America Online.
I mean, other than like
Juno.
crazy prepaid calling cards, but how was it you kept in contact, back home to here before you made that transition? Like, what, writing letters, talking on the phone? Like, what was it you did? I mean, right now, we're broadcasting all the way to all over, anywhere
Anywhere.
anybody's got internet access,
Yeah,
we're there.
I mean,
It's crazy to think that.
Would that have been back like in the 1-800 collect days?
Yes.
That was really expensive. That was expensive to make a phone calls to Brazil. There was like, I had a lot of bills to pay.
Yeah.
Because of phone bill back in the day. Yeah, it was expensive.
Oh, I bet.
But I left my wife and my daughter, my younger one, Tabata. And we got to talk, and even my family, my mom, my dad, my sisters, and actually, just as I was married already with my wife, and we were living together at that time. So, but it doesn't take me too long to bring her here. There was only 7 months, and she was here with my daughter, and we still, working. We work. She worked so hard to keep us moving forward, and here we are.
So where
But
did
there's
you?
a lot to talk about it. It's just something.
You have all the time in the world, man.
Yeah, we got.
You got
time.
all the time. You know what?
We got the audio fixed. We got all the time now.
Yep. We're not billed by the minute, by the way. So, and we don't have to dial 1-800 collect and then leave the message of whatever we're going to do to our parents before it cuts you off. So we're good to go. y'all remember how that worked?
Oh yeah,
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Mom, be home by 8. Click.
So DL, when you got like your first time, like you're going to move here, like where'd you work? What did you do, and how did you find how did you find that job?
Yeah, I went to Florida. I stayed in Florida, and there was a small Brazilian community, and it was not hard to find a job as a construction job. And then I have I have a job almost every day with someone that was doing a paint job, and I did a fence. I did side. I did fence. I did a roof as well. Worked for the as a Brazilian guide tour, Brazilian company like the tour guide. I did a lot when there was I was working like just any other immigrant as a construction, and tried to find my way to training and keep riding, and I never stopped. It was hard for me sometimes to work and go into the races, of course, but I did it. I went to the races and don't even make out of the motos, and still trying. As I come here and as a superclass rider in Brazil, I tried to race superclass here. That was April. NBL, they had a superclass as well, so the first year was tough. For the second year at the state, I started making the mains, and I started to find some help, support, and
So
and maybe it was maybe a year or two later. I went to. Oh no, that was happening before. There was a crazy guy. So I don't even know that guy. I know his ankle or something like that. He sent me a text. We had this little text things back in the day. I couldn't remember what. Page. Yeah.
pager.
Pager. Yeah.
Pager.
I was just gonna say
Yeah,
Yeah.
pagers. Yeah.
And he wants to buy a bunch bicycle parts. A bunch, like a lot. And he sent me a list, and I told him how much it's gonna be if I have to take to Brazil. And it's like, yeah, I pay for it. I said, okay. If you go to my wife's mom's house and pay her, I will take everything to Brazil, because I don't want to buy everything and show up and not pay me.
Sure.
Yeah, it's hard to trust somebody like that. I never see that much, man. There was like something like $5,000 to $8,000, something like that.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that was a lot of money for me back in the day.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I went there, I delivered everything. He was already paid, and I went back home, U.S. back, and I got that money. We had a better apartment to start to take care of my wife better, and she find a little a job as well, and we start to get better and better. And there was and one of those times I need to buy a part, so I went to GNR Bicycles, and I met Morrison family, Kirk, Bern, Baggy, Dan, and Scott. That time he was living in Florida. And about a couple of times I went back and forth to Brazil, and one of those times Kirk offered me if I want to work for his shop. And then everything started from there as a worker. And he knows it was racing, of course, and then he right away started to support me to race as Florida. And I started to speak better English, and then he hired me to travel with GNR as a GNR rider and employee to work for him at the events. And I did that for a long time, and I started to get better at the races. I started to get well in the 8-row class, and then everything works pretty well. In 2004, when I got my first Worlds, and coming to America, back to America again, it was like a lot of support. It was pretty cool, something I never had it before. You coming back to U.S., everybody knows you're world champion, and a lot of support. They support me. They're people from I never heard of, like Shimano, a lot of companies. Even Chris King tried to, but I was riding for Profile at that time. I never dropped Profile, just not as a great support. There's a great people out there. They always support me. So
what year was that?
Other companies asking for, but I have the right. I was blessed. I think I had the right people always support me, and I think I did a great job to pay them back, and we're still doing that.
Okay. But
it's a lot of things happens.
Yeah. So what were some of your bigger accomplishments when you were racing? Obviously, you just said you had a world championship, but what other titles or plates have you won?
I mean, when you got the first one, it's something you want to get another. For myself, it was the best feeling. Every win, I don't know how to explain, but every single win, doesn't matter if it's a state race, a national race, a worlds, or South America race. I got a lot of championships in the South America. It's great feeling. I'm always happy and across the line and really crush. I'm really, really happy when I won all the races, and the best feeling, it's because I want to go back and do it again, and I want to go back and do it again. There are people like, wow, you already got the world titles. Why you want to get another one? It's just because I want to get another one, because it's not how much I'm going to get. It's the feeling.
Right. But, that feeling you get when you win a big race like that, you want to get that back again.
Yeah. That feeling, there's no way to explain. There's no way now for me as a coach to explain my athletes to see. I watch my boys at the gate, like Rose. My heart's going crazy. I never felt that when I was racing.
Sure.
But there on the gate, my heart just go crazy. I mean, it's a great feeling. Anyway,
it's a passion.
It's another feeling.
It's a passion for what you do. Yeah.
Trust me, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's double win, because they won, but I won as well. It's I don't know. It's just something weird to explain.
Sure. Let's see here. Do we want to?
Yeah, we can. We're gonna take the first of quite a few this evening. We're going to check in with the lovely producer, Melissa.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Oh, wrong camera. There she is.
Wow, I am still going to take a little time to get used to that.
Yeah, oh, man.
Yeah, it's a
So
little
I have
funny,
to look
isn't it?
between the camera and my computer, so I'm not trying to look away from everybody. But a couple of check-ins. Robert Cardoza is watching on YouTube with us. Mike Soto from way up north is checking in. Our buddy Marty and I'm guessing family are here with us. Jen and Billy from Gate 9.
All right.
Rick Kaneda and his lovely daughter Haley are watching. And Haley actually says, DL, thank you for teaching me to jump. You rock.
Yeah, well, I've been super busy. I come in first, second, third, the second, third, we had this camp, and a couple of days ago, yesterday I had a clinic in Daytona, and the second, third was a really good camp as well. So in Port
Awesome.
Charlotte, and then tomorrow we head into Phoenix, and then got back home. I had camp in Oklahoma, West Palm, and then right after West Palm on Wednesday, we'll be in Cape Coral for a clinic, and they stay there for the national.
No rest
And
for the
then
weary there.
Sarasota National as well.
Yeah, holy cow, you're
Wow.
running hard there. Holy cow.
My goodness.
Get
Well,
on there.
Andre LaCroix says, Coach DL, best in the business. Let's see.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate all that.
Nick Jones, speaking of Cape Coral, he says, hey, Coach, thank you for coaching my kids and everything you do for Avery and Brady. They are lucky to have you. It's a great honor to have them coached by you. And as you had warned me last night when you were talking with Justin, there is a question in the chat that I'm assuming is Portuguese. I'm not going to try to read it, but you'll have to go back into the chat later and read that for yourself. Damon says hello, family. Martin Kennard says hello, DL.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, they're all. Douglas Silva's checking in. Rick Carter from Beer Budget BMX is listening to us.
Hey, Rick.
Brandon Screamin' Neiman is checking in.
Read that Portuguese message.
Can you?
Can you read
And,
that?
Oh, okay. I was like, I could give it a shot, but
Paul says he wants
Paul
to
thought
read
he
it.
could read it.
I'll kill it.
You could phonetically kind of get through it. It
No,
definitely
I don't.
is what, and I think I want to say something. It's probably when did you become a professional athlete? I'm guessing is what the question is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had that question before, but how to be professional athlete? It's a big change.
That's
It's
a
a
good
big
question.
change. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of kids at 16, 17, they want to be athlete, real athletes, say, because there's no lifestyle anymore if you choose to be an athlete.
Right.
And, you know, you have to train, eat properly, sleep properly, repeat. Training properly, eat properly, sleep.
It's everything.
You know, it's a routine. It's the dedication. When we talk about eat, it's eat properly what you do for what you do. As a high level, you know, it's just something. There's a lot of good athletes, but to be a great athlete, that's the difference.
Now,
That's gonna take your career longer. Like I say, I totally understand it's not that easy. I think it's step by step as well. They needed to learn how to do it. But if
Sure.
you really want to do it, they have to take their steps and moving forward, another step moving forward. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was easy. And at the beginner, when I was start to coach and make all these guys as feeling like athlete, I was like too much. I was thinking about that too much, but I have to learn and understand they needed to learn as well.
Sure.
That's pretty much. Yeah, I know why they ask it. About.
That's a common one, I bet. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
So are you finished with your shout outs?
Oh, I can keep going.
Keep going.
Okay, okay.
Keep going, guys.
T-Bone is checking in with us, and as I would expect, he would say DL is the best. Troy, he's biased. Troy Fletcher says hi. Shelly Tugro, I hope, is sending love from Orlando. Mrs. Jones, Jill Keeley, is here. She says, we are forever grateful for Coach Domingos, I guess it should be. Avery and Brady love you. Let's see. Noah Robinson says, hello, fam. Mrs. T-Bone, Darlene, says hello. Billy told me I should use Google Translate. Thanks, Billy. It's a little too late.
Yeah.
Our favorite pro, Tyler Clumpers, checking in. He says, much love for that guy.
Here we go, Tyler.
He's part of the DL crew.
Those kids, it's like Nicholas called me maybe I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. At least 2 years ago. But maybe a little bit more than that. And he asked me to go there and do a clinic for his crew. And I went there. That was great. And that guy showed me so much respect for what I was doing. And it was like, you know why? I'm thinking I will bring my plan here for those guys. And we start to talk. And Nicholas and Cape Coral, all the crew from there, and then I met Brian as well, and it's been for the last like I say for the last 2 years it's been like a blast to be there, to be part of the facility, to be coaching all those local kids and his kids as well. But I think there was the door opening for me, and because the other tracks as well, especially another great track, it's been Okehebe. Jennifer, she does a great program over there, and it's the last 3 years have been a blast. And I had that contact, and you guys know Amanda Carms, but Sean from Port Charlotte as well. They opened the doors for me, and it's been great. Jacksonville jump in the program as well. Of course, I will never forget, but my home track is just something special. That people from there, there's no many, but there's Brian, Jim, and Teresa. They all support me. They let me do what I want to do with my athletes there, and to have access to all this facility, all this track, and they have it that much respect. It means a lot to me. That means so much.
So
I'm really thankful for the Florida BMX community, for the Florida state as well. I'm actually,
So.
Hang on.
Shoot.
I think we lost DL's connection.
Oh shoot.
Well,
commercial time.
It's time for commercials.
Hey,
so
which
we can
one are we
get
going to
DL
go
back
to?
on because he just locked up. Oh man, we're gonna go listen to our great friends over at Yellow Cat Gates, and we might take multiple commercials so we can get DL back. So,
yeah.
Oh man, I tell you what, this is
show.
the joy of a live show, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready? Watch the gate. Riders ready? Watch the gate.
Heavy Pedals BMX Zine. Voted #1 by the All Things BMX Podcast Show viewers. Issue 3, now out. Make sure you head over to Sloan Bicycle Shop, Ray's MTV, Reggie's, and many others to pick your copy up now. While you're at it, make sure you check out our website, pick up one of our new t-shirts, and our beer koozies to keep those drinks nice and frosty cold on those warm days at the track and trails. Heavy Pedals with a Z.
Attention BMXers, this is your riders meeting. Come join us on Mighty Mo's BMX Cruise 2021, brought to you by T-Bone BMX. Cruise to the Bahamas September 13th through the 17th, 2021, aboard Royal Caribbean's beautiful Navigator of the Seas, with stops in Nassau and a perfect day at Coco Cay. We are pleased to bring you BMX Hall of Fame inductee Stompin' Stu Thompson as our guest speaker. If BMX had a Mount Rushmore, this living legend's face would be the first face etched in stone. We will also be honoring BMX humanitarian and rider Howard Cato. Our MC for the Stu Thompson event will be none other than Hall of Famer Hollywood Mike Miranda. Be part of the ultimate BMX pit party away from the track. All the fun of hanging with your friends just like at the races, but without all the stress of competition. Unless you take part in the All Things BMX Dodgeball Tournament, where you just might get broke off. This is a must-attend event for any BMX enthusiast. The Caribbean had better be ready. Riders ready? Watch the waves.
All right, we're back, and
Hello, people.
evidently 1-800-COLLECT heard us talking crap about them, so they
We're in phone hell.
Either that or America
they
Online.
like AOL. Is somebody just straight put
Juno.
Juno. Yeah, they put DL in timeout. And this is typically the time that we segue to asking our guest, what's their plans as far as joining the cruise. So you're going to look at Paul's new camera.
Hi, Paul.
Set to the right side. We didn't spend a half hour setting that up over there so they don't see the banner.
Look at that beautiful banner.
Oh,
There he is in the waiting
look.
room. Justin, he's in the waiting room.
There he is. Awesome.
All right.
And so we're going to get DL back in here. Little internet hiccup there.
I like that.
And look, hey, Paul's got a mic now and a camera.
I was going to say you should,
It's really quiet though, because
It's for a reason.
we had to sacrifice.
because we have
No,
to,
I
we
mean,
have
the
to be
whole
able
thing-
to turn you out.
We did that on purpose.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I get that.
It was planned, man.
Revenge.
We've
it-
had a lot of changes into the studio.
Yeah, we
This is awesome, actually. This is the
it's too much.
we're-
It's too much.
Justin didn't get a chance because his intro didn't go as planned, but he had a whole new name for the area that you are sitting in.
I did.
That he has.
I did.
boy.
That I feel like now would be the appropriate time to share what that
It was
space is called.
yeah, we were gonna
The Hack.
bring Paul.
Oh, there you go.
We're gonna bring Paul to you via the Hack Shack, and shout out to the Hack Shack in his new burrow.
The Squirrel.
Burrow. And for those of you that know Paul, he's like
I'm a squirrel whisperer.
he is a squirrel whisperer.
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
I feed him with my mouth, dude. It blows my neighbor's minds.
Oh,
What?
well, that's kind of gross, but
What the?
I feel you.
What are you talking?
No.
Here,
Take like
Chris-
a bird regurgitated.
Take Chris's mic so they can hear you, okay? It'll spin all the way over there. So there it is.
What's the
Okay.
complication here?
Wait, mics aren't working.
Wait,
Okay. Well, no, I get that part.
but
I
you
get.
how do you feed the squirrel from your mouth? You have
You
to
put a
clarify
peanut in
now.
your mouth, and you sit there, and he'll walk right up and take it out of your mouth.
And is it the same squirrel every
Yeah.
time?
You got.
There's no allegations brought against you, unlike Billy's petting zoo, right?
right.
Does he have a name?
Oh, no, it was Annabelle. It's
He
her.
names all of them, man.
Well, no, I knew that, but okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Anna-
yeah, yeah,
Annabelle
yeah.
trusts you enough to
yeah.
come. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm telling. It's.
And those that are first-time
It takes
viewers
a
to the
long
show
time.
are asking themselves, what in the F are they talking
Yeah.
about?
All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, look, DL looking.
microphone
Actually, the
back.
connection looks way better. By the way, just for the record, it's a lot smoother. So thank you. Thanks for everybody. You know what? Thanks for everybody
Run her back up
tonight
here.
and their patience, man. Oh man. But we're back. We burned all 3 commercials. So DL, just a quick question. There's no national that goes on this weekend that I'm going to ask you about. There's no conflicting, World Cup races that we know of or anything like that. But we're just a little curious. Any chance we could get you on the Mighty Mo's BMX cruise and, on the All Things BMX dodgeball team.
Yeah. I really want to, but I told him.
He told Mo.
He told Mo already? He did? Oh.
Yeah. It's just
Mo, you need to share this shit with me, okay?
Yeah, we need
I
to
want
know.
to go for sure. It's just something I have to wait because, for the Olympics, and I have chance to have Anderson, Jeremy as well as
Well, and Justin is secretly recruiting for his dodgeball
and
team.
also Mattia from Italy. I had the chance to have all these guys on the Olympics, and I hope this happen. If it happen, it's gonna be hard to be in a cruise.
Are you training
we still
some of
can
these
make
guys?
it. We still can make it.
Yeah. How many
still can make it
people?
happen. I really want to. That's the only place. I'm not a vacation guy.
Yeah.
But that's the only place that I really like to go.
Well, I'd feel a lot safer if you were there, by the way, because I'm terrified of open water and a boat and, anything to do with the cruise I'm terrified of. But
The cruise in general.
Yeah.
What's your top 10 highest waves on cruise ship?
It doesn't matter. Shut up, Paul. Stop it. Stop it. So,
Paul, you won't be able to come back.
yeah, Paul, you keep talking that kind of stuff and freaking me out about cruises. Your little burrow over there is going to get removed, and Laura's going to start doing makeup tips. Hey, DL, real quick, buddy. How many people, potentially, do you have that could be Olympic athletes this year? Like right now, how many of them that could?
2021.
How many are you training right now?
I have 23 athletes.
23.
Oh my god.
23 with the potential to be in the Olympics?
No.
Yeah.
I have 11 as elite
Okay.
rider. I mean, junior. I mean, A pros. I mean, now it's not A pros anymore.
Right.
So all elites.
Yeah.
And junior, and that night there's 11, and the rest they're amateurs, but they're really good amateurs. I have 5 athletes and a 17-20. They're really good. They're top.
Yeah. And I
man.
believe don't you coach the national #1 girl for 2020?
Yeah.
Mackenzie Gayhart?
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
Mackenzie, Manuela, they're both national #1 in the age class,
Okay.
but they're not #1 and 2 overall as well. So
wow. Now, for those that are
Mackenzie, she's 17, and Manuela, she's 16.
so for people that are listening, watching right now, that are kind of new to the sport, when you say they're NAG and then national, what that is in their age group, they're both #1, and then overall of all the females racing, DL has the #1 and #2 women that race overall out of all the participants, and he's coaching them. And if that's not a testament to what you can do working underneath him,
Yeah.
Right.
you know what?
That's a good point.
I'm telling you right now,
sure.
buy a hot dog cart and start slinging dogs out there on Dort Highway in Flint, Michigan. I don't know what to tell you because you're not going to find a better coach right now. But real quick, I've had this question sent to me like I've got it 90 times. Do you offer like virtual coaching, distant coaching, whatever title you want to put on it? Like Chris and I are here in Michigan and we want to get a coach. Right, whatever. But like we want to get a coach and we'd like to reach out to you because Chris needs to work on his gates and I need to work on my diet. So we want to.
Right. I need to diet too, brother.
So we want to reach out. Is that something you offer?
Yeah, there's some I offer as well, but I needed the feedback too. I mean, there's some, like I say, I have Mattia Fulan from Italy. I got 2 guys from Japan.
Oh, wow.
Kohei and Yo. I mean, they usually video their training almost every day. They send it to me. I need that feedback as well. And even all those guys that's next, they're in Tampa. Tyler, Andreas, Jeremy and Mackenzie, Manuela, all those guys. We're all staying pretty close. It's like Daytona. We do a lot of stuff together, but I need the feedback. I need to see what they're doing, if they're doing properly or not. And then, the crew, the program, and the mentality, it's like, I'm not a national coach as a national country, but I put something together as a national, like all this national team, France, US, Netherlands, they had all this support. But as a teammate, it's hard. It's not easy. And that in my crew is supposed to be as a team. Even they race against each other. And like I say, I mean, I would say Jeremy Smith and Anderson, they met 3 years ago. They even barely talk each other, and now they're best friends, and and just see what's happened. Not just that, they all support each other, they all help each other. If it's something that's not in my way of the crew, it's not gonna be in my crew for sure. That's totally me.
Real quick, when you speak of the crew, and for those of you guys joining, we do use Zoom and for what our guests join us on. So we apologize if there's a little bit of over talking. There is a lag with any sort of video conferencing you use. Not to throw Zoom under the bus, it's been magnificent and wonderful and fantastic. Yeah. But there is sometimes a little bit of lag, so we do apologize if you hear us talking over. We don't mean anything. So real quick. Chris, I know you had a question, so what were you going to ask? That was me forgetting what the hell I was even going to ask. I'm like, man, I got a great question, and then all of a sudden somebody put something in the chat, and I'm like, I hate swimming, and literally like ADD kicked. I'm sorry, DL.
Well,
no, DL. Hey, tell everybody what the Squirrel. Yes. Squirrel. What the crew is. You're referencing the crew. Your crew, the DL crew. What is that, and who is that?
DL crew. It's all the athletes. When they're asked me to be part of, they have to understand what I do and why I do, and if they agree with that ideas and the program, they're all in. And DL crew means at the end it's a big family right now. I mean, just something I just start. Actually, Anderson and I coach other guys back in the day. It's I can tell you guys in a little bit, but I did coach other guys, kids, some amateurs who was world champion as well, from foreigners as well. So the DL crew, it's all the riders are coach. We try to travel together. We try to stay together. Every single race, we have a meeting, and we talk the way I want things happen. They really accept the way I am, and they understand my knowledge as coaching and make it their great athletes, but great people as well. I mean, that's the DL crew. That's
okay.
The DL.
So
we help each other, we support each other, and we look for the same thing.
Okay. So when you guys, let's say, like this weekend, you guys are going out to Phoenix to the Winter Nationals out there. Do you guys all pit together, hang out together for a period of time, or the whole time you're there? How does that kind of work?
Yeah, we kind of go to the track together, try to be together much as we can. But some riders has their own teams. They stay there, but we had a meeting before the race. We have a meeting after the first day. We have a meeting before the second day and meeting. We try to be together. We support each other. We all try to watch every single one much as they can to support the race. So
okay,
yeah.
So they kind of encourage each other and push each other and point out should have done this here, could have done that there, next time try this type, that type of thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like what we do after the show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That is nothing like what you do after this.
It's not. Actually, it's just a bunch of F-bombs. There's like bikes being thrown around down here.
Cocktails.
And there's like somebody's cussing out Rick and he's not even on the show. Like, who knows? One time there was a goat that got kicked in the throat. We don't even remember how that happened. So you got a great crew though with the guys there with the DL. You know, we got a chance to hang out with them when we were down there in Florida a few months ago. You got an outstanding group there. And we do have some other questions we'd love to hit. And, you know, no, we don't want to ask that one yet. That's a banger. So, you know what?
Kind of covered most of those earlier ones.
Yeah, I think we did.
No, you didn't ask about the bike yet. What was his first bike?
Oh,
yeah,
right.
let's ask that one.
So what was the first bike you had? The first, you know, legit BMX racing bike?
My first good bike I had was Hutchie.
Wait, what was it?
Hutchie.
So it was that in Brazil, I assume. So,
No, that was American one. Hutchie.
Hutch? Like
Hutch.
Hutch.
H-U-T-H.
Oh, yeah, Hutch. H-U-T-C-H.
Yeah. Hutchie.
Okay.
Hutch. Yeah, gotcha.
All right. The one like Mike Miranda used to ride for. And Tim Judge.
Yeah, Mike Miranda.
Steve Veltman.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right.
I
I like that. That's back in my day. Well,
And
my
my-
first time.
really good bike. It was the mostly bike I'll win all the races in Brazil was Haro Croppy 1.
Haro, what was it? Haro Pro Group 1? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Haro Pro Croppy 1.
Oh, my. Funny story about that. That was,
Yeah.
I bought one of those for my little brother.
Really?
I did. Like, real talk. Like, not trying to be funny at all or relate with our guests. Like, that was, my little brother was like, hey, man, I want to try the sport. So I went to the bike shop in Owasso and House of Wheels. Shout out to them guys. That's where John Tomac's from. And got him that bike. And that was his bike, DL. You know what? Here's the difference. You went to greatness, and he did a manual one day and fell on his ass and quit riding.
I have a question for DL.
Go ahead.
We even have a camera for Melissa.
Oh, gosh,
Hey,
we're
there
back
she
on
is.
that camera.
Hey, let's go to Paul's camera real quick.
He's out on a smoke break.
Mike Porter in the chat had asked, and I'm gonna guess he meant BMX culture, so I'm gonna kind of ad lib his question a little bit. But he wanted to know kind of what you thought the bigger differences were between the BMX culture of Brazil versus America. And I imagine it's a loaded question, but
Yeah. I mean, back in then, you know, we have someone to look up. We looked up for the American ones. And still, I mean, it's bigger now, you know, all over the world. But, I mean, here, every single sport is very popular, you know, and there, it's not that way, and they try to as well. But of course, they do whatever they want to when they have a good turn. But I think I don't know how to explain that. It's just something. I've been here for so long. It's 27 years.
How about
It's different for my time because I have the American guys to look up, but now they have the whole world to look up, and that's
that's a good way
that
of putting
changed.
it.
You know, it just really changed.
so?
That's-
Are the
Back in the day, I have all the American riders. Obviously, all of them. The old school guys, they're still around. They're still around. Eric Brook, Gary Ellis, Charlie Stalzen, all these guys. Mike King, Big Daddy. It's the mostly mostly popular guy in Brazil. GT, Power Light, all this. Back in the day when I started, there was a dream come true to come into America and ride those bikes or race for those factors.
Sure. So is like Brazil, is it hard for folks down there to get the parts? Like I'm just going to grab some Shimano DXR cranks. Are those hard to get down in Brazil? You know, here we can just go to the local shop or go to one of the mail order internet places and get them. Can they do that in Brazil? I don't know that. That's why I'm asking.
No, now it's pretty easy. It's very easy. The
So
Shimano,
with
they have they have a Shimano wrap in Brazil. It's a lot easier than before for sure.
Okay.
But not every single bike shop has. There's a special bike shops, but you can get everything you have here. You can get over there. It's a lot expensive. It's a lot money over, but you still can have everything.
No.
Sure.
Why is it more expensive? Is it like export taxes or?
Yeah, export taxes.
Is it okay?
And,
all right.
Yeah, a lot of taxes. Some taxes doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
Don't
a lot
get
of
Paul
those.
started. Don't
there's
get Paul
a lot
started.
of those.
Why does it always go to don't get Paul this?
Don't look. Don't get this guy started right there. Don't do it. Now with I mean, I'm gonna make an assumption here. It could be totally wrong. Like, I mean, in Brazil, I'm sure they can order on Amazon. So does that help at all? Like, you know, getting parts and things like that also?
Oh yeah, I mean, when I was selling parts in Brazil was a really good time. That years I did that for 6-7 years, and I had that back support by GNR bicycles, and I was able to send it. I was able to travel almost sometimes twice and 3 times a month just to take parts there for the events or for the bike shop and was buying from us.
Oh, wow.
And there was a good time, but after economic situation went down, that was really hard to make money, and just selling as well with all its fees and tax they have it to pay, they just make it a lot harder and much more expensive. Before it was.
Did
was
you
good.
say you were making 2 to 3 trips a month just to go and take bike parts?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
pretty cool
Yeah, I
stuff
did
right
that for
there.
a
Yeah.
couple years.
No, I know, like, you know, 90s, 80s, that was like a big thing. Those that would go to like the Worlds and stuff, they'd, you know, pack like a bag just basically full of parts and sell them at the Worlds. So for those that are new to the sport or new to the, you know, our show, like that was a big thing because you just couldn't get the parts back then. So as DL was saying,
it was
like
really hard because all the fees and tax. It was easier to go to customs, pay the tax if you need to pay there, but I still have everything there. You know, that was not a big deal. But if you send it, take a month and a half to get there.
Well, that's like the postal service right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything takes forever. Right?
So just buy there. You'll be there in 7 hours. You'll deliver everything in a weekend and be back home Monday.
Wow. Now,
so like that.
In your time, you know, amateur and pro, you've obviously had like, you know, you've experienced a lot, done a lot. In what do you think, out of everything career-wise, would be one of your worst injuries? And it's going to be a 2-part question for you. So, like your worst injury physically that you had to come back from, but the second part of that question is going to be your worst injury you came back from, like mentally. Like, what was the first part physically, and then mentally?
The worst one, it was May 2016. I was working back and forth. I was building the track, the Olympic track in Brazil, and I had to stay with the um, the crew was working in Brazil, in Rio, and I fly back home for the week, and then I have to go to Brazil again for another 3 weeks, work at the Olympic track. And Orlando has Pro Am Saturday night, and my flight was Sunday morning, and I was loving to race my track. And then I crashed, and I landed in somebody's bar. So that guy was behind me. He was kind of close, and he speed jumped the jump, and I jumped the jump. I landed my back tire in his bars, and I went over the bars, and passed out. I got really bad concussion, really bad, because I passed out for, they say, 3 to 7 minutes.
Whoa.
Ouch.
And I broke 4 ribs, scapular, and after I left the hospital, I can barely move my head. It was keeping me really bad, dizzy for a long time, and I have to go back to work, and I couldn't for maybe a month and a half, something like that.
Wow.
And that one was really hard. That was not hard to get back, recover from my scapular or my ribs. But I was riding myself. I was good. I was riding. I was get back on the bike pretty quickly. 7 weeks. That wasn't that bad. But mentally, I was so scared.
Yeah.
I was really, really, really scared. To be next to someone. If I was riding the track myself, it was fine. But if I was next to someone, I was in practice gates for months because can barely balance how much it was shaking. That was the worst one.
That sounds
It took
rough.
me a long time to back race where I was as a vet pro.
Sure. Holy cow. That sounds rough. Okay. So we have another question for you. I see behind you there you have a bunch of awards.
Just a couple.
Which one is your most prized award? Which one means the most to you? Behind you
Which
there.
one? It's in another wall. I can turn. If you want me, I can.
Yeah,
turn
go
it.
ahead, man.
Sure.
It's this one.
Oh, that's the.
Is that a UCI?
He'll tell you. I asked him last night when we were chit-chatting because it was over his shoulder. Yeah, let everybody know what that one is because that's a really cool award.
Yeah, that was in Holland, Netherlands. My first Worlds, 2004. I had 157 riders in my class.
What the?
Holy cow.
They're really supposed. A Netherlands guy won that title, and I won that title. PH, another coach from France, got second, and another coach, Medina, from Colombia, got third. And it was really, really special because the next day they called me on the middle of the track and making me do a push-ups because I beat that guy in Holland. The local guy was supposed to win the title.
You got hazed for
And
winning?
they give me the motocross champion jersey with the number 1 at back.
Uh-huh.
That was so special. And also as a really good friend, as a Warlock, Stephen Lawrence.
Warwick.
Oh, yeah, man.
Warwick
Yeah,
Stevenson.
we are good friends, and we kind of spend time together as well. And that was special because we talk about one world, like we talk and just talk, and happen. And that was special because I went there with the American national team, and I have to stay with some of the Brazilian team at the event. Every single one, there was not many, but there was like 10 athletes from Brazil and me. They all have a uniform, and they don't give me anything. And that was really, really special for myself and even no one made it to the man except me, and I made it to the man and I won the world.
Wow.
That was special.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds quite special.
That is something else.
Oh yeah,
Back
that
when
was
my
special.
worlds.
Yeah.
You never had a world, Paul. Never.
That
never.
was his world.
Yeah. Never had one.
Closest I ever come to the Worlds was when I went to Waterford Oaks and watched it as a fan.
That's same here. That was actually my first initiation to BMX. And
Yeah.
I remember like weeks later breaking into Waterford Oaks and jumping the fence to ride our bikes.
Nobody do that
And I'm
now.
like, yeah, don't. I'm like, wait a minute, where did the fountain go? Where'd the Statue of Liberty go? And wait, why is there only like bleachers 6 seats high? Like what's going on? Because I thought every race was like the World's.
Yeah, that
Right.
was looking like a
You
stadium.
want to talk about being heartbroken, right there, buddy.
That was big, buddy. That was
Man.
huge.
Hey, I got to send you some pictures. Don't let me forget. Hold me accountable to this, because we've got 2 of the trophies. Because Chris and Melissa and I are on the board there at Waterford, so we've got 2 of the trophies from the Worlds. But I also have this 3-ring binder that has all the notes from the year before the Worlds at Waterford, leading up to the Worlds, and it's just like there's like, honest to God, there's like bar napkins. In there
With notes written.
notes on it, like hey, we're gonna have Paul's shitty band play the opening ceremony. I don't know. It wasn't. I'm just using Paul's band. They're not shitty, FYI. They're really good. But I'm just saying, like they had like notes in there, like hey, we're gonna have like this and this, and then like there's like this one piece of paper, and it's like typed out, and it talks about them contacting the FAA, and then there's all this stuff scratched out, and they're like, we can't put balloons into the air without contacting the airport by us because planes could run into them. But it goes to show you, like, the Worlds could be anywhere, Holland, anywhere, it doesn't matter. But like, there's a lot of work that people don't realize that go into it. Like, and this was in, 94. I can't even imagine a track that would bid for it now. And they'd, you'd have to secure like high speed internet for the media and like, it'd have to be crazy. It's even the stuff in 94. I sit there and think like, wow, they had, I think it was like 13 campers or trailers, right? Yeah. And they got a local place here up here in the Midwest to sponsor the race, and they brought in like travel trailers, and dignitaries could use these travel trailers, teams, and this is like DL will tell you, like, this is before the international competition, World Cup stuff was big, so I couldn't imagine now, because I've saw like setups for like the World Cups where like, so-and-so, let's say like such and such a national team, they literally have like a tent that has an air conditioner that they put into the thing. It's like a really executive beer tent. You've got a heater and cooling. They've got watt bikes in there, and they got massage tables. And I think to myself, like, how could you do this and bid for this now, and like what that would look like? So I got to send that to you, man. And it's crazy.
You know what? Just
kind of
jumping off the.
It's like I say, they have all this national teams. For me, France, Netherlands, Australia, even, of course, US, they have all this great setups with, like, the French national team. They're all coming with the nice uniforms, everything looks fresh, and Netherlands the same, Australia and US. They try to, Colombia, it's always really good with that setup as well. They had so much support. They have everything what the athletes really need to as well. I think it's really important. It's just something. Sometimes the small countries, they have a less, but they should do better for the athletes. That's something they don't really worry about it, as flying athletes early, stay on the better flights as well. Not like when going to Australia, take almost 2 days to get there. That's like, there's a nightmare for the athletes. But when you have all this support, there's a big national teams there. It make a difference as well.
Sure. So, I'm just going to throw this out there. You guys in the comments, let us know if you'd like to see us do a show where we talk about the Worlds. And when they came to Waterford Oaks, there's still some folks working over there that were involved in that. We could do a show about that if people are interested in it. Let us know, yes or no, in the comments if you're interested in hearing something like that. We could do that in the future sometime. But we'll move along from that now. But let us know in the comments if you'd like to hear something about that.
You winged that, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
You winged that, didn't you?
Oh, sure. Totally.
I can tell when you go off script.
Why?
There's hardly any
It's
script.
free flow. You're kind of like an older Eminem.
Older M&M. Now, am I a peanut or a regular M&M? Yeah, that's all I know about M&Ms. Dude, that's all I know about M&Ms. What would be one of the biggest, how do I say this? What's your best piece of advice you give your athletes? Like, what would be like your number one piece of advice you give your athletes before a big event?
Discipline. I think the discipline makes the difference.
Okay.
I think that's the most important thing, because if you have a discipline, you have everything you need to, because if you make everything the right thing, it's going to happen. Most of the time, as a percentage, most of the time faster than the athlete doesn't have the discipline. There's a lot of athletes with the great talent, with the short career, and there's great athletes. They training so hard to be the best ones with a long career. That's another percentage. As the great athletes training so hard to be succeed, they have a longer career as well.
Yeah.
I think discipline means a lot.
Okay.
It means a lot for the life as well.
Sure. So stay disciplined while you're doing these things. So obviously when you started racing, you were racing mostly in Florida, so I assume you hit mostly NBL races back in the day, or did you hit ABA races as well?
Nah, yeah. When I moved to US, there was mostly NBL.
Sure.
I raced for NBL for a long time, and then a friend of mine introduced me to the ABA. Before USA BMX, and
Sure.
I start to enjoy ABA as a pro, and actually they call me Mr. NBL because I show up for some races. But and after a while, just another great people, and they support me as well, and turn good friends. The whole ABA people from back in the day, the USA BMX, this is pretty much the same guys. And I'm just thankful for those guys as well to keeping the sport going, because when everything went down with the NBL, they keep the sport, so that's the important thing.
Okay.
So excellent answer. We want to check in with Melissa and check in the chat room, see if we had any shout outs or questions, anything like that. So we're going to hand it over to Melissa.
I was busy trying to find your note.
Oh.
That I can't read. Okay, sorry. Bear with me, guys.
We threw her on the
let's see.
spot. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Trying to remember.
Miranda has a legit question.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
You can ask it then.
Fine, I will while you look for legit
you go
answers
right
or legit
ahead.
questions. Hollywood Mike Miranda would like to know if DL has ever wrestled alligators.
No.
No. Have you ever flown a helicopter?
Oh, God.
Okay, well, if you need to know
Miranda's
a guy,
asking that stuff?
Mike Miranda knows a guy, and he sets to
See,
my
Chris,
left, your right.
Chris, I wasn't gonna say it, so
Thanks a lot,
I was
Mike.
protecting you.
My buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No different.
I thought I had some control.
Nope. Hollywood, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that, buddy.
All right.
Thanks,
My turn.
There's your stall time.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Ben Danielo
Ben Hook.
How do you say it?
Ben is on Hook. Like little kid that been coach, and he's from Sarasota.
Yeah, he says
Amazing kid.
best coach in the game is his opinion. Avery Jones is checking in with us. Sherman Smith is also hanging out. We talked about Hollywood. Chris Medler, Chris Beer, says yes to the discussion of the worlds that you proposed.
He's throwing you a pity.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
He probably knew I had to go use the restroom and knew I left you alone, so he's like, all right, whatever Chris says.
Hey, you never know.
Our buddy from the infamous BMX in Our Blood podcast, Joe Doherty, is checking in
buddy.
with us.
Hey.
Mike Melvin from the Hack Shack, one of our newest ATB sponsors, by the way. Show
it.
and team. So thank you very much, Mr. Melvin. And Jamita Laurie. Gosh, I'm just gotta have to work on my names. Do you know Jamita? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Jamaica.
she wants to know, when traveling to the Nationals in the 2000s, who was part of your crew, and did you ever sleep on the floor?
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's a story there that she's trying to fish for.
Now, was you sleeping on the floor like when Harry Larry was here and he was telling us that the person that slept on the floor was the one that didn't do good for the day? So
as
did that have
punishment?
anything to do with that, or did you guys have a different like agreement or situation?
No, I do too. I like actually I don't really like to share a bed with somebody. I like to share the bed with my wife, but to share the bed with another guy, it's not that cool.
So the floor it is.
Floor it is. You know, it's just a lot better. I feel good. I can sleep in the floor. Not a big deal.
That's too funny.
I still like Harry's thing. You know, if you finish worst in the group in the room, you're on the floor for the night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a little more incentive to do well.
He doesn't want to just go, dude to dude and hug.
No,
so
I would either.
No, I don't want to do that.
You guys.
Yep.
All right, Clump Dog Tyler
Clump Dog
wants to know where DL sees BMX in 5 years.
Ooh, global domination.
Well, now wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. The question actually reads, where do you see DL BMX in 5 years?
Oh.
Not the sport of BMX.
Hey, I still say what
Global.
Justin just said.
Global domination.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's the goal, to have a real facility with everything and build my athletes and build the guys. They're gonna coaching. They're gonna take my place and make that place run well as I do. That's the goal. I would say two more. This Olympic coming up and more. That's I'm looking for.
And you're thinking you're going to tap out then?
No.
Oh,
No.
I was like, you can't be done that
I'll
early,
be the
dude.
guy in the facility, you know what I mean? It's
Okay.
just something
That's
I
just
want to
cresting
build.
the hill.
Have those guys I trust. They can coach as the same way I do, and then we'll be fine.
There
But
you go.
no, I'm not leaving at all.
What do you think? What do you think your key to your your secret? What? And hey, if you don't want to share it, totally understand. But like, what do you feel like your secret of your success? Yes, that's a Michael J. Fox movie from the '80s. But what do you feel that your secret of your success is when it comes to coaching that other people just haven't put in a bottle yet? Like, what is it that makes it different for you? Location, what you have, your program, like the mental part of it. Like, what is it you feel sets it apart? Because you have an amazing program. Like, you cannot deny the people that come out of your camp.
Of course, if it is a secret, it is a secret. But
I love that answer.
I think the love.
Yeah, the family.
What I do, you guys probably check, people think how you get that much you turn out in your camp, or how you get that much kids in your clinic. I mean, I never give up. We talked about it yesterday, right, Justin?
We did, yeah. I
never give up. You just posted some pictures. This is pictures is 10 years ago. It's just something I never give up. I drove 2 hours to give a clinic, and then 3 kids show up. But I never give up.
And if there's,
of course, the knowledge and the way I do to be next, to bring the athletes next to me and they trust me. Maybe that's why, but it's love, 100%.
Never quit.
I know more than other guys. I had a good background. I have people I trust, and my mentors, Claudio especially, and I have a really good body as a mindset coach, Greg. It's Jason Hitterson's partner as well. I mean, I think, I'm around great people as well. That's make this to see. Of course, to be in Florida helps. I don't know. I think it does because I love Florida. Yeah. If it was in California or Texas, I was doing the same thing. I would do the same thing.
Nice.
All right.
I mean, the love, it's inside me. It's not somebody else. It's just something I really love. And where I coming from, I have it too. People think it was that easy. I've been here for 27 years. I've been doing BMX for 37 years, and I've been coach for more than 15 years.
Wow.
And so that's a secret. Yeah, it is. Something? Yeah. But
all right.
it's love.
Well, that's awesome.
I mean, that's as good as Lucky Socks, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lucky socks.
Or magic socks is how they would put it.
Magic socks.
Magic socks.
Hey, DL, before we move on to the next subject, I just saw that Anderson Souza jumped in and
the man
said that he is grateful for everything that you have done for him and that he loves you.
Yeah, that's another reason. Say that kid was 13, and I was coaching Tyler Farrell at that time, and I had a race in Brazil we built for $5,000 first place, and then I took Farrell to Brazil to race that, and there was some other guys from Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela that was invited to go to the race, and Tyler took the championship over there. That was really cool. I was coaching Tyler for a long time. It was one of his best times as a lead. He was coaching by me, and I went to that track and I built a big step up going to the first turn, a big one. Trust me. I built something for myself to do it.
Nice.
And then that little kid that was 13, he was jumped that step up like nothing. I was like, what's going on with that kid? Long hair, short, and I just met Anderson there, and I met his daddy as well. And his daddy come up to me and asked me if I have a kid to training and support next year because I was running my business in Brazil, the parts. And just keep in mind, and the next year that I call Anderson to enjoy the LBMX racing and start training Anderson. And his dad turned a great friends. You know, he was the guy who was taking care of all my stuff in Brazil. He take care of me, and then I started to take care of Anderson, and here it is. And you know, it's been 9 years, almost 10, and he's the reason. He's a big reason for this to see because I built that kid, and he has 2 great years as a junior in South America. He won back to back. He has the last shot in junior, but unfortunately in 2014 he crashed in a semi in junior class. That was his year as junior.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned a lead, and he trusts me, and was a step by step, and he was understanding how the thing works. 3 years ago, and we talk, I say you should be in America if you want to be one of those top guys. If you're still in Brazil, going back and forth, it's going to be harder for you. And then he believed that and coming to live with us. And almost 2 years later, he has world number 3, and then he has the silver medal at the Pan American Games. And big dog in America. He is on the same page, and being blessed to have support by Jan as well. When Kirk saw that guy, it was, you know, still support then, and then profile jump in the program as well as always support me and start to support Anderson, and he's a big reason for all this success as well. And
That's great.
Jeremy wants to enjoy the crew, and those guys means a lot to me, especially Mattia as well from Italy, because he opened my doors in Europe. And then I mean he's a special. He's dating my daughter. Is not that one thing wasn't a contract. And
Hey, DL, is Adriana your daughter?
Adriana is my wife.
Your wife, okay.
Sabrina is my younger daughter, and Tabata my old daughter.
Okay, I just want to share lastly before what your wife put in the chat, because I think this is important. She said that aside from everything he knows in the sport, he has a true passion and determination to where he perfects everything. He takes it serious, but with true love for the sport. And I think that your kids and adults in here that you have coached are echoing that, and I just want to thank you personally for giving so much to the sport. It's amazing to hear your story.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and it's hard, you know. It's just something. It's a special. It's a blast to have a woman like that. It's not easy to have an athlete, you know, as a husband, and young, because we are start to dating pretty young and have Tabata young as well. And she was the big support for me. Even I have to go travel with JNR for the summer tour was 9 weeks, not come back home. But at least when I got home with the money we need to. I mean,
soften the
just
blow
part
a
of
little
this
bit
season as well, and that's why. I mean, I think that's the love, and that's another thing I learned from her to have much more love for what I do, because where I grew up, I have to learn how to defend myself, and because that's the way it is, and I did it, and I think that was good for me as a person to know who was good to me, who wasn't bad to me, and how to trust in the right people and not be around the wrong people. That was a lot. So,
well, thank you for sharing that with us.
To be in America as well, because if it was in Brazil, I was really sure that we're never gonna be a BMX athlete. I would be probably a personal trainer, a good one, but not have what I really. Actually, when I come into America, my dreams start to get more dreams. You know, coming to America to be a good rider, a great athlete, and then didn't happen the way I want to as a elite, but that happened the way I want as when I turned vet. I had a lot more success as a vet pro. Actually, when I come into America, I never raced amateur, so my whole career here, it was racing pro. Even was A pro for a long time, and then vet pro for a lot of time as well. And that was great. That was great. I think I was one of the oldest guy to podium. I was 49 years old in vet pro class.
Beautiful.
Retired that class at almost 50. And then that's why I think everything works pretty well, and that determination was always me. I mean, I still live my life as an athlete because that's the way I am. That's the way I build myself to be. And for a woman like that, understand that, and then even now as a coach, live as an athlete, and she, of course, she support us and now she has Anderson as well. But that crew, that program, I put it together and coming faster than I thought, and I was scared, but I handled it, and then it is what it is. We're here now.
Awesome. Hey, we're gonna transition out and talk a little bit about our new segments we have. However, we really want your input on this, so please, just give us your input and everything. But before we do that, look, we didn't even get anywhere where we wanted to with this awesome interview. So, like, first of all, can we have you back on the show soon?
Anytime, guys. Anytime.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
I look forward to it because, we didn't even get into all your antics and stories of the things that happened while you were a pro and while you were a vet pro, and I can't wait. But thanks again for jumping in.
We didn't even get a good rental car story.
No, we didn't. But don't give us one, because that's the teaser that we're going to have. So when you come back on, however, we do have some new segments we want to get to, and everybody's been awesome tonight, and your family. Thank you to your family and you for hanging out with us. But we do really want your participation here in the next few segments we do. These are new segments for our new season.
Trying out something different.
So Chris is going to let everybody know who is going to be our guest next week. And I forgot to put that picture in the show.
Oh, that's all right. We'll wing it. So we just have a blank screen right now?
We have a blank screen.
That's okay.
All right.
Everybody hears your beautiful voice. Give it to them.
Just throw something up there,
Give
Justin.
it to them.
All right. So next week, everybody, make sure you come back next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We'll have the sound figured out by then, I hope. We'll get things rocking and rolling. So next week's guest is going to be Keith Miller, and he is the
general manager.
We are still blank, aren't we? He is the general manager from Ray's Indoor Mountain Bike Park over in Cleveland, Ohio.
You been there?
No, I have not. It's one of those things on my to-do list.
I have to ask this guy right here. Have you been there, Paul?
You know what?
You're mean.
I can't even hear my mic. So I can't
nope, and nobody can hear you.
Hey, David or Tanya in the chat just called that a clean slate.
Clean slate.
Starting over.
With
clean
the blank
slate.
page.
Blank page, starting over.
That's it. I like it.
Here's the thing I totally have I haven't made, and we got so engrossed in Melissa's new camera and those beautiful lights behind her.
It was really hard to get the lights
Look
where
at her.
I was okay, and I don't know.
I wish that we could do the same thing for
guys
our
are
ugly
patients
faces.
without
Yeah.
Or this guy. Look at this guy. Anyway.
Paul say, hey.
Okay, so Keith's going to be Keith Miller is going to be our guest next week, and we got to say thank you, Keith, for joining us. He is the general manager DL, I don't know if you've ever heard or been to Ray's yet, but Ray's Mountain Bike Park, it's kind of like Disney World for us BMXers. Actually, it's pretty much if you have a two-wheeler and you rip it, it's Disney World, man. So
mountain bikes, BMX bikes, it's all
if you ever want to go there,
I heard, but I never went there. I heard
Well, there's not many things that you want to come to the Midwest for other than ranch dressing. So, if you ever decide, man, and you can come up here and hang out at the ATB studios, and we'll go to Ray's, man, because that place is bitchin'.
Yeah.
Bitchin'.
I'm trying to get Rick and Mike from the All Things BMX crew and to our Beer Budget BMX.
Beer Budget, yeah.
Too many shows.
I'm not sure that y'all can be trusted in the studio together, though.
Bring those guys over here, man.
If we could get DL, Rick, Mike, and Chris Allen and crew.
Chris Allen, I was going to say, Chris Allen, too.
Can that be my go to Vegas weekend?
Yes. Yes.
As long as I come back home to a put together house.
Somebody's got to pull the reins in on that deal.
No, that group, there's no way.
She's going to come home.
That mother freaking Teresa couldn't keep those guys.
She's going to come home and she's going to get a letter from the Homeowners Association.
Exactly. You must
I forgot about
vacate
that.
the premises.
The old HOA is going to have trouble.
All right. So now on to one of our new segments.
Let me hit something real quick.
What do you got to do?
I just want to make sure I hit two things we missed at the very beginning real quick.
What did we miss?
Sponsors. Just let me hit it real quick. So our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter are sponsored by BMX Mania's Jerry Lundrum. Our podcast version of the show is sponsored by BMX in Our Blood podcast. So make sure you check those out.
Like 4 starts to the show.
I know. I just had to get it in there. I mean, hey, they're helping us out. We got to throw it in there. And all right, now we're back to go where you want to go next. I'm sorry. All
right, we're gonna go to our
get that in there.
Man, you
don't want Jerry mad at us.
There was the hope. Anyway, nothing.
So
you didn't
many.
do shit wrong. Anyway, here we go.
Many.
Our new
Look at that beautiful scene.
Is brought to you by those that answer BMX. And we have to thank those people. Thank you to Michelle and John for supporting our new BMX showcase.
Thank you, Answer.
I really
BMX.
want to share the email chain that I got earlier, but it is...
No, not until.
No,
don't spoil the surprise.
There's your teaser. Thank you very much.
There's a teaser.
There's a teaser. Y'all get to see some email chains. But look, our BMX showcase segment that we have is like, if you guys got something that you want to showcase here on the show, as long as it's not Rick, we don't want to showcase Rick. But if you've got a product, if you've got something, anything, let us know, and we're going to work with you. We'll get it on here. But this week's showcase is brought to you by the Hack Shack BMX Parts and Service. These guys, they got it going on. And I'm going to tell you what, I got one of these. Actually, it's been over Chris's shoulder the whole show.
I just moved it.
She did?
Front and center.
Oh, it's front. Well, we're not on that camera.
Oh, well.
But we will be.
Fair.
It's
in a
right
second.
in front of Melissa now.
Here's the thing. Please read this with me. I need you guys to understand. If you want to buy one of these things, and it's well worth the money, it's actually worth twice the money. The price is $40. Let me explain this. It's $40 for one of these stands. You pick the color, okay? $40, okay? You can get pink. Clear is not a color, so you can't pick clear, but you can get any color you want, and it is $15.05 because the USPS is weird, and it's going to get shipped to you in the lower 48 states for $15.05. Now, I don't want to get like crazy math on you, but if you need, if you want to buy 2 of them, you can save some money on shipping, okay? If you want a custom color other than what they have, their regular colors are red, white, blue, black, yellow, pink, and purple. If you want anything other than that, I don't know what else is left. Somebody tell me, but it's $5. Chris, what the are you breaking shit?
Well, if you want ATB orange,
ATB
that would be
orange.
a custom color. Or mongoose.
Yeah, yellow. If you want
green.
So it's 2-day shipping for $15.05. If you want to buy 2 of them, you can save. You can save some money. But look, they're sturdy. Big Daddy. Not Eric Root, but Chris and I, we were on this thing earlier. We were putting the 3-pedal sprint in the studio down before we ran into the wall, and the stand never flipped, never fell, never flipped or nothing. And it'll fit any bike. It will. So
this thing is solid.
Solid.
It is. That's what that noise was. I was checking it. I was looking at it. It's
broke
all
Melissa's bar.
Doesn't
back
it
there,
go
dude.
from like 6 to Never mind.
Yeah, you were way opening up for that.
It's adjustable.
No, she stopped right there. Boom.
It is highly adjustable.
You know I left that out in the description for a reason.
I did, but and you were talking. Yeah.
There it is. All right, Chris, show them.
I helped.
Boy out, people.
I helped.
All right.
Get this up here.
And look, you even get the design right here, the Hack Shack sticker right there. Wait, I'm turning the goddamn thing. There it is. Chris, okay. So that's our BMX showcase.
And this thing's got a really nice, I don't know what this is, leather.
No, that's not. It's not leather bound books.
Rubber something.
Yeah,
so your
it's
pedal,
padded.
your pedal
it's
rests
industrial
right on
grade
that.
rubber.
Yeah.
Rick said that's what she said.
I knew he
We
would.
knew that would come from Rick.
I stopped Rick. That's not what she said.
All right. We're going to have to get the DL crew a couple of these things and take them down to Florida for him. Man.
I'm pretty sure they're selling this. It's pretty cool.
No, they. I'm going to
Get
tell
your
you,
sprints in, people.
you can save yourself the $200, and those that know. Just pick yourself up one of these bad boys, and it's going to do everything you need to do. And here's the thing: it breaks down like real quick because you can spin out the top part and pack it in your travel bag. And in a state of emergency, if there's zombies attacking you, you can spin it out to
Definitely
the
a
tallest
weapon.
platform and just strike zombies down.
What?
I couldn't go political.
That's one of the secrets from get a good snap.
You gotta have it.
Gotta do it.
Mike's in the chat. He says, "Thanks, guys. Order them up. You folks won't be disappointed."
Okay, so here's the goal. Mike makes an X amount of them, and every day he wakes up and he's like, "Man, I almost sold out of them." So we're hoping that tomorrow, after we hit the gate on our start tonight of the show, that he can not have any to ship out. And, he can have to start just making them out. Now,
Billy wants to know if they work for Factory Dads.
no, Billy, because here's why they don't work for Factory Dads. They do not have a half-gallon of alcohol hanger that is attached to them, as all Factory Dads have to have.
Fair.
We are going to go to everybody's favorite segment now.
My favorite. Oh, I hope I came up with the. I don't know.
You have your own camera now.
I know.
Here it comes.
This is like
DL, this is the first time, man, right here.
tough.
Buddy.
Whew.
It's time for Melissa's trivia
What do we got going on, Melissa?
I am, for season 2, switching up the trivia.
Ooh.
Not only is it earlier in the show, but I'm going rogue, and I could ask you anything that might be bike related.
Like it.
Not just previous shows, not just current shows. And Billy, probably no dates. So there. All right, prize pack. Mighty Mo's beanie. Look at that. I can even get close up on the prizes. I got
That's cool.
a T-bone, I don't know, what are these, dry towels?
They're a cooling towel.
Coolers,
You throw them in your your cooler, and they
Drying,
when
cooling.
we
Get
don't
them all
like
wet
here
with
in
the ice
Michigan.
water and-
we don't understand this, but those in the southern hemisphere understand.
I got a limited edition Mighty Mo's BMX Cruise T-shirt.
Dang.
And to wrap it all up in nice and tidy, I got, I just don't have this direction thing down. Sorry, guys. Your very own ATB T-Bone backpack.
Sweet.
And then my usual stack of stickers. All sorts of fun stuff.
Got all kinds of goodies in there.
Could we throw one of the late breaking new pieces of
I have
attire?
2 questions.
Oh.
If you'd like to add something to my already established
Well,
Well, that could be for one. And
I mean,
then
after
the
tonight,
other
you know what?
could be for the other.
Yeah.
What do you have to put in? I don't care.
Well,
Do whatever.
we have one of the hats that Chris is wearing.
Oh,
Alright.
the brand new.
Brand new.
Brand
Wait.
new.
Well, I don't have the right one, but
Look at this.
I'll put it back on my camera.
Your camera. We're going to
No,
Melissa's
that's the same
camera.
one.
She just got that angle down.
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
Ooh, look at that.
Now,
Hot
if you
off
don't-
the pros.
Now, if you don't win the hat, DL has his own hats and shirts and hoodies. You got one on, DL?
Order them up.
Yep.
All right, let everybody see real quick so they know. That let us see that hoodie that you got.
I know. I actually need to order one while we're in Florida.
Already ordered. So
Thanks, honey.
DL's got his shirts, his hoodies, and his hats also. So if you don't win tonight, make sure you visit DL's Facebook page and order your hat. And
Okay, so am I asking 2 questions or putting the hat into the big, just a big prize
throw
bag?
that hat into one big pot.
It's in. So shout out to Stitches by Natalie
For
who hooked
whipping
us
this
up.
bad boy up.
Yeah, she's gonna help us out with some ATB swag,
I
which
think it
will,
is,
by the way, be coming to a market near you sooner than later, hopefully.
Yeah, it's
all right.
in the works.
It is. The question is, who invented the trick titled the tail whip nose pick?
Damn. All right.
Yo.
Bringing it.
Who
Bringing it.
invented? Oh, I gotta clear my chat. Oh,
All right, clear the
guys.
chat.
I got to be honest. I have no clue.
Who
Well, you know what's cool?
invented the trick, the tail whip?
While they're all
nose
doing
pick?
that, we're going to call Mr. Mike.
Mike.
He is our he's our newsmaker.
Hollywood said it was Cardozo.
It definitely was not Cardozo.
Nope, sorry, Mike.
Try again.
Yeah.
Not to say that Robert couldn't have been the one, but he did not.
All right.
Cardoza got ET to fly.
Mike, what's happening, brother?
Hey, man, how you doing?
All right. Hey, first of all, DL, can you hear Mike?
Yeah.
All right. And those of you guys in the chat, give us a thumbs up or something to let us know you guys can hear Mike real quick. Because, look, before this pre-show, oh, god damn, I don't even know. All right.
So
here we are.
need to
We
let
are on our
folks
new
know
Newsmaker segment, and we have our first guest here tonight, Mr. Mike Porter. Mike, thank you for joining us this evening. I can see you. You can see me. However, everybody else can't see you and I. But
Hi, Mike. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
How we doing, Mike?
Oh, thank you. So what they can see is that right there, the awesome horns. And, the Newsmaker segment, what we wanted to bring to the show for the second season is, people that are doing things that are giving back to the sport. And when we met out at the Grands, you told me a little bit about what you guys were doing. And I was like, wow, this is somebody right here that is exactly doing what we want to be part of and share the wealth with, man. So first off, tell us a little about what the NAR Barn is.
And where it's at.
Yeah, cool. So there's a small town outside of Des Moines, Iowa that's called Bondurant, and it's right off of I-80. Basically, a guy named Chris Pickard, who is actually more of a street dog, but he always dreamed about having his own skate park. And so as you can see through the photos there, he bought a big piece of property, built a house, and then the year after he built the house, we started putting up the NAR Barn. So as a community, as the BMX community here in Des Moines and the area, that we just all pitched in, and it's evolved to what it is today.
And as far as it comes to today, like what happens? What do you guys do? Let's just start with, I want you to tell the story and like how this whole thing happened with like the skeleton of the barn and where it came from that.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where we had a bunch of outdoor ramps. We had a box jump and just makeshift thrown together pieces of just obstacles that we got from just all different kinds of places. There was a local skate park here in Des Moines, indoor skate park, that was closing down, and so they donated a lot of the wood. And we, Chris, as a home builder, he had some resources, and we were able to kind of get the trusses and the sides hooked up. And then it took probably 2 years for the rest of it to get built. So for the first few years, it was just the wood, plywood laid down, no concrete, nothing like that. And, we rode it like that for a couple of years. We had our first jam actually in 2011, just after we kind of got it going. People from all over came to that, not a ton, but there was people from the surrounding states. And 2017 was the last one we had, and that's where we've I kind of took possession of the property, and that's kind of how it's evolved. I mean, it's gone through some changes. It's mostly been, started with just some a box jump and a few quarter pipes, and then it's basically what I've been told. And the way you can ride it is that it's got flow. You can go around without pedaling. You don't have to take the same line all the time, and it's just a lot of fun now.
Wow.
It's been sitting like it is now, current status. It's been sitting like that in that picture there. It's been sitting, the completed picture, it's been sitting like that for the last, 4 or 5 years.
Nice. Now, well, we want everybody to know, how can they support what you guys got going on out there with Team Iowa BMX and NAR Barn?
Yeah, so there's, some of the things that we've been doing is trying to, the story behind Team Iowa is kind of just to kind of bring everybody in the state together, let them know that they're part of something. So that's kind of where the Team Iowa name comes from. Again, a few of us here locally, kind of adopted it as a few guys started that, and it goes from each end of the state. And so that's where the Team Iowa comes from. And what we're doing is we have some stuff up for Team Iowa that we use to kind of we sell that stuff and ship it out so that we can pay for the lighting and we're going to have a jam and kind of get everybody involved with that. And when they support us with those T-shirts, all that money goes into the barn. So whether it's new plywood or anything that has to do with that. And what we're doing, like in the spring, we just got 18 loads of dirt dumped in the backyard. So the NAR barn is going to be just a fraction of what you can do. We're going to have a pump track and some trails in the backyard. So, a lot of the sales, all of the sales go to not only replenishing supply, but, supporting the new lights, the LED lights, or the heat for the propane for the barn. And then we plan on having a unit put up so that we have heat all year or all winter long. And so, those are some of the things that the sales go to. What it does is it just kind of helps what comes out of my pocket. It lets us remain free so that if people hit me up and they can come out and they can give it a ride. Not next weekend or the weekend after, we're going to have a good group of guys from Wisconsin come down. They're going to come and shred this place, and they've been here a few times. And so what it does, it allows me to not only just keep the lights on out there, heat it out there, but it, lets me offer it for free, if people can, support us in another way. So that's why we have the T-shirt sales and coffee mugs and koozies and all that,
Now, let's talk about this 10-year anniversary NAR Barn Jam, all right?
Where can they go to get the T-shirts and that if they want to order? Okay.
Yeah, cool, man. Thanks for asking. The big cartel, you just type in Team Iowa BMX. All the prices on there, I didn't want to have to get technical with where people live or anything like that. So all the prices on there include shipping.
Very nice.
So, if you see something on there and that's the full price, I think there's tax or whatever, but, as far as the price, that's the price including shipping. So that's to the continental U.S., obviously.
Great.
But if we get enough, we have like I said, we've got heat going in, and this is what all that support is going for. It's all going right back into the barn so we can make it bigger and make sure that everybody can enjoy it.
Okay. And then, so now I also hear you have a 10-year anniversary jam coming up. Can you tell us something about that? When is that? How do folks find out about it? That type of thing?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thanks for bringing that up, too, because this has been, as you can see, the NAR Barn was actually established in 2011. That's when we kind of had our first little gig where there was no walls, no roof, or anything like that. And that was in 2011. So here coming up 2021, didn't really have any expectations of how long this was going to last. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to have a 2021 jam, which is 10 years. We're going to, this is going to be, again, every jam that we've had, unless there's been something crazy going on or some major prizes. I mean, it's always been, just free to come. There's free camping. There's all kinds of really cool stuff. We did one year. We had a long jump in fire and stuff. So,
whoa,
yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we've had some contests and stuff. This isn't going to be a contest. It's just going to be a jam with just everybody coming out and having a good time, and experiencing what what us old dudes used to grow up with BMX contests back in the day, I guess.
I want to put $100 from All Things BMX on the fire breathing high jump contest.
Fire breathing.
Yeah, it was basically, we had a long jump contest that was off of a 2-foot kicker, and you draw the line. You basically mark the line with a line of fire, and your goal was to jump over it. And it didn't always work that way, so it sends a lot of leg hairs, that's for sure.
I'm willing to sponsor the high jump. I'm going to bring the DL crew out. They're all pro racers, so they got that hot. But we're not going to let them wear clips. No clips. And everybody that enters in the high jump contest, you know what? I think we could up it to $200 for this one. We're gonna douse you in gas. That's it. I mean, no risk,
the winner?
no risk, no reward. No, every entry that gets in the high jump contest has got to put some gas on them, man.
Oh, so if they come up short on the flame, they're in some big trouble.
Who's paying those medical bills?
Yeah. And what about the
it's
insurance?
not on my property.
Yeah. No, it's been a great time, man. So this one being 10 years, it should get pretty loose.
That's going to be a great time. And what's the date on that?
We don't have a solid date on it. We used to do it in October.
I like how
right
you
around
operate.
Halloween, but there's a lot going on with that. So I think and plus you never know with the weather.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hit or miss in Iowa, as you probably know. But we're probably going to do it closer to the first part of October. So give it 30 days before, just after the 3-day weekend, and probably go with that.
All right, you let us know when you get it firmed up, and we'll put it out.
We're gonna get in Paul's Honda Civic and drive out there. And
Over this dead body.
We've had that before. There's still a Civic sitting out there that was abandoned that I got to get rid of. So
Oh wait, you got an Accord, don't you? You've got an Accord. Okay, so we're gonna bring an Accord and just leave it out there and make it a
Aren't
jump.
those
Okay.
the same anyway?
Now you know how we can get rid of it, right? Okay. So perfect. Now you know how to get rid of your old car.
Oh, ship it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I mean, we might just throw it in the back of Melissa's truck and take it out there, but who knows? But you know what, Mike? I really appreciate you. First of all, thank you for being so patient with our literally just shitbag start.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Man,
Totally crashed that at the beginning.
It was almost expected, but not expected. Thank you so much. And look, as we get closer to the event, please let us know, and that way we can make sure everybody knows, and we can get the DL crew up there. And you know what?
Those guys can jump that high. Those guys,
something else,
they're
man.
good to what they do. And also, great job, Mike. Keep it doing, buddy.
Oh, thanks. We've had some racers come out here, and so they like it because it flows kind of like a concrete skate park, in the little area we got. So,
right.
We've had, was it Brian Strebe and Popovich been out here? I mean, those guys, Mudslinger's been out here quite a bit, so they like it a lot too. And so when we get the dirt going in the back, it should be fun for just about any skill set. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Brian, he's a jumper, jumper as well. I know Brian Strebe and Brian Strebe, they're brothers.
Yep.
Back in the day, they're good. They're good.
I hung out with them Saturday at Ray's.
Rick Carter says BMXers of the corn.
BMX. Hey, you know what? Rick's from the Beer Budget BMX show. We're gonna fly him out for this thing. Well, we're not paying for it.
No,
they got a better budget than we do.
They're saying take the helicopter.
So of course they are.
Here's
Miranda
what just happened to your event, man. As soon as you give us a date, there's 3 live shows that are going to show up there, and and if you can buy, you know what, we're just going to have DL bring the alligators up so Chris can wrestle them nude.
Dude,
it's just going to pop off, bro. It's going to be out of control, man.
No.
So, Mike,
no.
You should probably put a Speedo on. It gets pretty cold around around that time. So, you don't want
Anybody that has anything to do with this show or the Beer Budget BMX show, there's no dignity left, dude. We're okay with it, man.
Size matters.
So, Mike, I have to tell you, thank you so much. And look, again, thank you for hanging out with us because our little delayed start, we would have been at this way earlier, but thank you again. And listen, everybody, we'll have everything linked up in the notes so you guys can get to the NAR Barn. You guys can get to their Big Cartel store and help them out and order, man. Help them, guys. And look, we look forward to hanging out with you guys. You know what? Big Chuck from Heavy Pedals and we already got it planned. We're going to go out and visit. So Chris is going to come.
Nice.
He's going to nude alligator wrestle the alligator that Domingos DL brings up. And Paul will be over there doing whatever Paul does. And Melissa will be taking comments from the chat.
Oh, no, I'm not
we'll
watching
have
nude
a kiddie
wrestling.
pool set up for him so he can relax in that thing.
Oh, awesome, man. Hey, thank you again. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, Mike, for stopping by.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah. Have a great night.
Such an awesome guy, and I have to tell him thank you because he was our first person for our showcase, our newsmaker segment, and he hung out with us. So, Melissa,
Yes, winner.
we have a winner.
Do Nick and Avery Jones
Get out of here.
Nice.
have won this package, and
Yeah,
the
from Cape
answer.
Coral.
Yeah, so I told them that I would actually be hand delivering said package because I'm going to be there in 2 weeks.
Ooh, we are.
Gator National, babe.
It's 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
You guys are
2
heading
weeks
down
from
there, huh?
tomorrow.
Domingos,
Nice.
do you have a 2-week package that can help me train for a national?
Yeah, get on your bike. So the answer, though, in case anybody was curious as to who invented the trick titled the tail whip nose pick.
Somebody told them. By
Can
the
we
way.
guess?
Yeah, go for it.
I have no idea. I'm just
Jay
going
Miron.
Nope.
R.L. Osborne.
No, good guess.
Ron
though.
Wilkerson.
Nope. Dave Volker.
Oh.
The fucking Lord.
Yep, Lord Dave Volker. That was his.
Nice.
He was the one that added. I guess from what I was reading, the nose pick wasn't necessarily his original.
No.
But putting the nose pick with the tail whip became his thing.
See, we threw a loop.
Yeah.
We had to go a little freestyle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Can you do that, Justin?
A nose pick tail whip?
Yeah, I have no idea. Is that something? Is that a ground trick or an air trick? I have no idea.
Actually, what you do is you go up on the you go up on the
peg it,
deck
right?
and you like stall and then whip it around.
Okay. Then
No, I
drop
can't.
back down.
I mean, it couldn't Dave Mira freestyle.
Yeah, it's peg side.
Yeah, exactly.
Peg side and then.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
I heard Mike.
how I knew that, I don't.
Google.
It's called BMX trivia. Google.
Google. Yeah. I got to say, my
I know. Let's ask DL if he could do that. Can you whip off that tail whip stall
Tail whip nose pick.
nose pick? Yeah. Can you get that?
Look at his face.
He's like, no. Yeah.
I just race.
yeah. My
Now, here's a question,
freestyle
though.
knowledge is slim to none. I'm
Now,
sorry.
We all know that that's a pretty badass trick, right? We'll agree that a tail
heck
whip
yeah.
nose pick, that's badass, right?
I can't do it for
Now-
darn sure.
Which is cooler though? So let's take away because like a tail whip nose pick is it's a deck trick, right? So
Okay.
let's call it like a double tail whip air, right, on a quarter pipe, okay, or
Okay.
a half pipe.
All right.
So we're gonna take a double tail whip air on a half pipe or a quarter pipe, whatever you guys want. A box jump, you can do it on a box jump, doesn't matter.
All
Is
right.
that cooler than just flowing through a pro set? And I'm talking like a pro set, like a Florida pro set, a California pro set. I'm not talking about like, some of the other tracks
Not
that
Supercross, but
I'm
just a
talking like
pro
those,
set.
like Cape.
It's like apples and oranges.
I was so
No,
gonna
it's not.
say that.
No, it's
Words
not.
out of my mouth.
No,
You can't compare them.
I don't feel it is, man. And I don't.
Put it in the
No, they're
chat.
both
Let us know.
badass in their regards, but
I
that's
don't,
like-
man. I don't. I still think
like a Scotty Kramer, like double.
Right, it is.
540
Yeah.
Reverse flip.
exactly.
Those,
No, you're right.
But that's what I'm saying. No.
I don't think. I don't think it is.
I
think like so because you
well-
got like here's the banger trick, right? But like there's no banger trick in racing other than just flowing. And I'm talking like nailing that pro set like DL and his crew does.
I gotta
like down there at Cape Coral, just flowing because
Yeah.
that pro set.
I guess it depends.
Blew my
on where you
mind.
get your kicks from, my friend.
I love all.
race,
I love
being
all,
a
man.
race guy, I'm going for the flow
No,
of the
dude.
pro.
I mean that's the thing. Like
apples and oranges.
we're racers, but I mean I ride everything, and but like I've had my background in ramps. I've had my background in dirt jumps. But I'm saying, like, which one is it? Is it that big banger one trick? So, like, call it like a dirt jump, call it a quarter pipe, or compare it to, like, just float. What do you think, DL? Let's ask DL. Hey, DL, what do you think? He's like, holy shit, I can talk finally?
I don't know. It's just, I like the pro sets.
Boy.
It's the big trick.
Paul's saying
Paul's
big trick.
showing big trick. All right.
All right. So, and DL saying, DL, we got to go to the chat, man.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think in the chat.
Paul said, Melissa, what do you say?
I don't think you can compare them.
Yeah.
So I pull.
It's like
I
big
pull
time for each.
Switzerland.
Well, it's
I really
like,
don't, because I could.
If there was an AK-47 pointing at your head and you had to pick one.
What's the other option?
there's two.
AR or an AK?
No.
I said an AK. You have to pick one or the other.
Okay, if I had to pick, I go with Paul. Big trick.
Big trick. Okay,
All right.
big
I
trick.
think there's probably, well, you know what though? Big trick, or is it first time hitting that pro set clean?
Look,
You're getting
this
too
is why I
technical.
never argue with you with politics. You always come up with all these things, the variables. All right, so I'm taking. We're going
That's only because there's a gun to my head.
big trick.
Yeah, there's an AK in the room.
You got big trick. DL, you got big trick. You got pro set. Okay, that's what we're going with. Which one's cooler, man? DL saying flowing through that pro set because he has. You, Melissa, and I, and Chris, we ain't never done that.
Backwards
no.
once in the 80s.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, maybe in the 80s once.
That was when I got that.
it's probably a bad acid trip, but
Dude,
anyway.
I hate that.
It could have been.
You know, I got to go with the pro set. I'm going with the pro set.
Chris
'cause
says pro
you know what
set.
I'm thinking of personally? Back in the 80s, coming out of the first turn at Waterford Oaks, there was a huge double. And the first time I hit that thing and cleared it, it was like, whoa.
Now, have you
moment,
ever done
know?
a trick though, like a?
Yeah, I've done some of that
All right, okay,
stuff.
fair enough.
I had a quarter pipe when I was a kid.
You know who would be a good person to refer to? Craig.
Yeah, guys.
Oh,
the pro
Craig,
set,
yeah.
I always say the pro set and Poppendale.
Oh.
You fly over.
A freaking berm jump.
Exactly.
I think berm jump would have to probably.
So you're changing your vote now?
Well, no, because
Are you
That
going
would be a-
Switzerland?
No, that
Are
would
you-
be a third option.
No, it's not a third
Pro set,
option.
well,
It
you
is.
know,
No, it's part of the pro set.
well, it depends on the track you're at.
Oh my God,
well,
we cannot
there-
have these things.
There's a huge
Yeah, it's
difference
getting too
between the Grand
technical.
Nationals and
This is BMX. We're
We
getting too
need to
technical.
call it question.
Okay.
Hold the question.
Okay,
I'm dropping
Craig, Mike.
thing- I'm dropping
Craig
things.
says pro set for the win.
All right. I'm with Craig.
All right, I love you guys. We got birthdays. We got to wind it out, okay, guys? And I want to say
Ho!
thank you for everybody hanging out with us this evening.
Yeah,
DL, we're going to
lo-
birthdays.
We're going
Here
long
we are.
because we started late.
Chris,
Happy birthday
who's having
this
birthdays?
week.
You didn't pull the script up.
That's right there.
That ain't just okay. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to hit. All right. So,
Yeah, that's right.
January 4th, we had Brian Dorsey, Noah Robinson, Drake Van Content, and then one of my favorites from back in the day, Brian Patterson, had a birthday. Happy birthday,
Frank
Mr.
Morrison.
Patterson. And then January 7th, we had
Rick.
Corin
Have.
Medler.
Corinne.
Now,
I can't.
Corinne. Now, hey, after Corinne, DL, whose birthday comes after Corinne?
How would he know?
He sees it on the screen.
Oh, sorry.
It's Mr. JR himself.
Kirk Morrison.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Okay, I
sir.
didn't put that together.
Kurt Morrison. Then we have January 9th, we have Zach Gibson and this dude named Damon Tucson.
I don't know if you've heard about him, but he what type of, who does he
I
ride
don't know.
for?
I heard something about he rides the Truth.
I think you should come ride for ATV.
Does he ride Paul? What company? Have you heard the truth?
No, it's all lies.
Melissa, do you know about the truth that Damon rides for?
Yeah, I'm aware.
I've heard of the Truth.
Damon, happy birthday, buddy. He's actually the in studio when required DJ for the All Things
He
DMX
is
show.
the official DJ.
We should have done that for our 50th show.
That's
We
coming
haven't
up in
had the
2
50th
shows.
show.
No,
it's next week.
Yeah,
Okay, that's not 2 shows. Hey, Damon, you got to be here next week, FYI.
Damon, show up, buddy.
And if you don't, we're never going to give you a plug like we just did. All right, who do we got, Brian?
All right, and then January 10th, we have Nolan Medler and Rick Kaneda.
Oh,
Kaneda. I'm sorry.
And I
butchered
don't
these.
know how she got missed off this list, but Alicia's birthday
Oh, Alicia.
Oh, that's right.
was
It's Saturday.
January
Alicia
was January 3rd.
Jackson.
All right, she's a big fan of what we do here.
Facebook screwed us up. Sorry, Alicia.
Yeah. Well, she's not on Facebook very often, though.
No, she's a TikToker.
Hey, DL, you got any birthdays you got to give a shout out to, buddy?
All right.
No? Is that a no?
Oh, he's all set.
Oh, my daddy yesterday.
Hey, there we go.
Who?
His daddy.
Oh, I thought he said Big Daddy.
Yeah, no.
My
No.
dad.
His daddy.
I was like, there's no way that Paul missed Eric Roop's birthday, just for the record.
I'm not that big.
Yeah, you are.
Stockings.
All right, well, happy birthday to your dad, DL.
Thank you, guys.
And I hit to circle back and say thank you for being so patient, and to you and your family this evening for our, you know what, we're just going to call it what it was. We just hit the gate, man. We hit the gate.
Totally.
So thank you guys, and thank everybody tonight for hanging out with us. Really, really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to a great season 2. Hopefully the starts aren't as,
Yeah, I think we get that all ironed out.
yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Chris.
All right. Here we go. DL, thanks again for hanging out with us. We really appreciate your time. Everybody, make sure. Huh?
Damon said he'll be here.
All right.
Oh,
sweet.
So DJ.
All right. In studio next week, Damon Tucson. The truth. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twitter, Periscope. That's where you can catch the live version of the show. Sponsored by BMXmania.com, Jerry Lundrum. Thank you, sir. Also, you can check out the podcast version of our show. It is available on all the major podcast sites, so just go searching for it. I think I saw us on Pandora the other day. That's what it was.
Yep.
Anyways, they're all over. Alexa, play all things
Don't say
BMX
that name
show.
out loud too loud.
Hey, it might work. I don't know. So subscribe to that. Podcast version of the show is sponsored by Joe Doherty's BMX In Our Blood podcast. If you're looking for another podcast, go check those guys out. Check that guy out. Not those guys. It's that guy, Joe.
Well, his wife's behind him.
If you have any news, rumors, gossip you want to share with the show, you want to be a part of our Spotlight segment, email us at allthingsbmxshow@gmail.com. And I believe I've hit everything we need to cover.
All right, so let's ask our guest. Does DL have anybody he'd like to thank?
Oh yeah, guys. Thank you guys for having me at the show. It was an honor to be part of. Thank you everyone to stick, and thanks for the sport. Florida as well. You know, this being 2020 was I can't complain about the year. It was tough for everybody. We learned new stuff. 2021 it's here now. We hope everyone get well. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate everything, and looking forward to see you guys soon and be part of the show again.
All right. Well,
Thank you, DL.
Thank you, DL, man. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate you jumping in this evening. And to everybody joining us, even after hitting the gate, thank you guys so much. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week as we bring you another amazing guest.
Yep.
You guys
have a great night, everybody. God bless.